Hare Krishna, thanks all for joining. As we have seen, we are in the sixth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So, we covered till 40th sloka. Very quick revision. The first chapter, Arjuna was put into the dilemma of like not fighting. Then Krishna is instructing him. He's giving five reasons, like okay, on a bodily platform he's having a compassion and he's having the enjoy. He thinks like okay, whatever enjoyment he's going to get like from this war, it is of not useful, and he is fearful of like a sinful reaction. Then he is fearful of like the family tradition will be destroyed. Like these are the things like and he's unable to take any decision. So these are the things like he is saying not to fight. Then Krishna listens to him like then he's instructing him on the second chapter. The first initially he's starting with Sankhya philosophy, where he's giving the difference between like a body and soul. He's giving 30 characteristics of the soul. Okay, then he is talking about the karma kanda, correct? As a kshatriya, your duty is like to fight to protect the dharma. So do fighting, like do fight. That is what like he's talking about karma kanda. If you win, you will get a prosperous earthly kingdom. If you lose, like you are going to get the heavenly kingdom. Like this is how he's saying, fight and you get the result. Then he's elevating himself like into buddhi yoga or nishkama karma yoga, where he's talking about okay, you fight, but at the same time whatever results you are getting like you pass it on to Krishna, the supreme lord. So that is what like a nishkama karma yoga. Then you will by doing that you will not have any sinful reaction, and you don't need to take birth and death in this material world. Okay, then Arjuna having a query like hey, how this Sita Prajna, like, okay, how they will carry themselves, how they will talk, how they will sit, like, okay, all those queries. Then Krishna explaining, like, hey, that in detail, okay, how they will carry themselves in this world, okay. Then he's saying, one who is not connected to Krishna consciousness, he will not have any steady mind, and he will not have any peace, as well as he will not have any happiness as well. Okay, so nasti buddhi rayuktasya nacha yuktasya bhadavana nacha bhava yada santi asantasya kutastukam, like how he can get the happiness. So this is how like he is talking in the second chapter. Then the third chapter, which is called like a karma kanda, karma yoga. So here Arjuna having a query like why you are engaging me in this ghastly warfare when you think that okay, buddhi yoga is better than the fruitive activities. Then Krishna says both have equal this one, because what Arjuna understood, uh, the buddhi yoga is like okay, the he thought like a renunciation of the work. It is not renunciation of the work, it is renunciation in the work. Okay, whatever work we are doing, in that whatever benefit you are going to get, like that you have to surrender to Lord. Whatever results you are going to get, like that you have to surrender to the Lord, not the work itself. Like we should not renunciate the work itself. Like that is what the message is passing to. Okay, so I will mute Prabhuji. So then he's talking about the what to say, like okay, the varnashrama dharma, like how varna and ashrama being like okay, defined in this world. Okay, and as Krishna, like okay, he don't have any prescribed duties, but still he does it like to set the right example for the future generation, correct? Like so that is how he's saying King Janaka attained the perfection in that manner. Like so, we have to perform the activity. Okay, by doing that, you will be able to attain the perfection. So then that is what like he's saying in the 3.30 purpose of Bhagavad Gita. Mai sarvani karmani sanyas adhyatma chetasaga nirasir nirmamo bhutva yuddhayasva vigadajvara. So we have to get up, stand up, and fight, because in 2.7 Arjuna surrendering to Krishna from the friendly form to the disciple form, and he's asking like I'm unable to take any decision, please guide me. Like okay, for that he is responding in the 3.30 sloka, like a Mai Sarvani Karmani. So, without any lethargy, without any enviness, like a, without any self motive, stand up and fight. Like a, by doing that, you will free from the bondage and you will attain the perfection. Okay. Then Krishna having a query, sorry, Arjuna having a query, knowing all these things, but still, like, okay, what is compelling us to do the sinful activities? Then he says, okay, it is lust only, Arjuna. Like, okay, lust is nothing but uh, anything which is not connected to Krishna consciousness. If we want to attain that, like, that is called lust. And if that lust is fulfilled, then it becomes greed. If the lust is unfulfilled, it becomes anger. So there is some like this lust, greed, anger. These are the three gateways to hell. Uh, so we all don't want to go to the hell, correct? Like in the similar way, na, we should get away from the lust, greed, and anger because mind, senses, intelligence, okay, and soul. These are the sitting places of lust. Okay, we have to deviate all these places, like okay, from the material perspective to the spiritual perspective. Then we don't need to get into like this gateway to hell. Okay, so that is how he explains here. Then in the fourth chapter, he's talking about it is a transcendental knowledge. Okay, he's talking about uh, how this knowledge been passed. Like this is a this the this been passed to sun god Vivaswan, then Vivaswan to Manu, like when Manu to Ikshvaku, over a period of time, like the disciplic succession been broken, and whenever there is a decline in religious practice and predominant irreligion, I appear millennium after millennium. That is how like a Krishna re-established like okay the dharma, the religious principles. Then Arjuna having a query like a sun god is very old. You are talking to me now. How I can understand? Then Krishna says, both you and me like taken the birth. You know only current life, but I know past, present, and the future of every living entity. It is not only about like a myself or you. I know everything like it happened in the past, what is happening in the current, and like what is going to happen in the future of all the living entities. So then he says like a very important sloka, which is Janma Karma Chame Divyam Yevam Yoveti Tattvada Tvaktvadeham Punarjanma Naitimam Iti. So Arjuna. So which is talking about okay how by just giving oral reception, like okay, by just hearing the pastimes of the Lord and the appearance of the Lord, we can go back to the spiritual world. Okay, that is how he says. Then again, like a Varnashma Dharma also been explained here, like okay, how each Varna and Ashrama, like a, what is the austerity or like a sacrifice mentioned. Then he's talking about like a action, inaction, and forbidden action. So karma, akarma, and vikarma. Karma is like a you do one activity and you get the result. You enjoy or suffer with that result. Okay, that is called karma. Akarma means like a, you do the activity, whatever result you are getting, like it will be surrendered to the Lord. So you will not have any what to say, like okay, you will not have any kind of bondage in this material world. Then vikarma means like okay, forbidden action, whatever not prescribed or like a not to be performed in the scripture, like that is what if someone does, like that is called vikarma. Okay, then he says like how to perform the activity and attain the devotional service, that has been explained in the fourth chapter. Then the fifth chapter, like again how Arjuna asked the third chapter query, like the similar manner he is repeating here, why the sannyasa is better, or like okay the work in devotion is better. Krishna says both will give the same result, but the time taken like to do the activity in devotion service is much quicker, and like the results are guaranteed, wherein the work you are doing like in the jnana yoga or the sannyasa, it takes like a longer time, where we have seen the example of what we have seen the example of going to the floor 1 to 100 via lift or like a via steps. Everyone will prefer via lift, correct? Like a quicker and easier to reach the destination. The similar manner, perform the devotional service and reach the destination sooner. Because we never know like what will happen during the course of journey, or what will happen like to our body and our life, like correct. The sooner is better always to reach the destination. Um, then he is giving the perspective of like how that Ashtanga yoga very briefly. Then he says, okay, the important sloka, like which is a peace formula: Bhoktaharam yajna tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram suhridam sarva bhutanam nyatvam mam santim richadi. So Krishna is the beneficiary as well as benefactor. He is the a friend of all the living entity, and he is the supreme proprietor. Okay. Um, and he is Suhurdam Sarva Bhutanam, like he is the supreme friend of all, one who able to think and like perform in their life about this, then they will attain the peace. Okay, Hare Krishna. So then we jumped into like the sixth chapter, which is what is the name of the sixth chapter?
प्रभु ध्यान योग
ध्यान योगा.
Jnana, yeah, correct. I request everyone like please revise this very very important. If no revision, like just attending the Sunday class alone, sorry, Saturday class alone, then it may not like very fruitful to many. Please take out time like to revise. That will help you to get this transcendental knowledge. It is not like the knowledge which we study today and forget tomorrow. No, it is going to come along with our soul forever. It is very very auspicious, like it is very very the it is a Raja Vidya Raja Gugyam, like okay, it is not available so easily. It is available very very confidentially only to the chosen people by the Lord. Okay, so please 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 like okay, revise and be expert in like okay all these topics, and it is not only like a to talk but to implement in our day-to-day life. That is very very important. Okay, Hare Krishna. So here like a dhyana yoga, which is talking about the Ashtanga yoga, so it is talking like the advancing in yoga, like the yoga rurukshu stage to yoga rudra stage. Okay, then how to give up the work, like okay, what are the practices like which we have to do, yama niyama asana, like all those things we have to do. So then further stages of practicing the Ashtanga yoga. Okay, for that we have to like completely devoid of material desires. We have to disengage from ourselves, like okay, ourselves from the material things, and we have to engage like to the supreme, to the to the by performing the devotion service. We have to like okay, sit in an idle place. We have to control our breaths, like okay, we have to uh, whatever happening in the surrounding, like it should not affect us. So that is how like the Ashtanga yoga is very very difficult to practice. Like it is not impossible, but at the same time it is very very difficult to practice. So we have to control our internal and external factors, then only like it is possible to perform the Ashtanga yoga in this Kali Yuga. Yes, the yoga or the yoga practices like okay, been prescribed for which yuga?
और सत्युग
Yeah, Satya Yoga, correct. Like the Satya Yoga, it is been prescribed. So what is the prescribed duty like for this Kali Yuga?
तो संकीर्तन
नामस्मरण.
Yeah,
Japam.
Nama Sankirtanam and Smaranam. Like okay, so Nama Sankirtanam. So by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, we will be able to attain the lotus feet of the Lord. Like we will be able to increase our balance in the spiritual account. Okay, that will come along with our soul forever. It is not going to be like okay wasted. So one time, like if you are attending the class or if you are chanting the holy name of the Lord, your bank balance of like the spiritual bank balance will be increased, and that is permanent account, like that is not the temporary account. So we have to we have to remind each other. We have to keep on remembering the Lord's holy name, Lord's pastime, like that is the purpose of our life. Okay, Hare Krishna. So then Arjuna having a query like, okay, someone take up this yoga practice and they are performing, but in due course of time, if they happen to fall down, or if they happen to like, okay, pass away from this material world, what will happen? That is what the query, like that is what the section we are in. So then Krishna says, okay, they will take the birth in the opulent life, like okay, they don't need to struggle for food or like the place to stay or for clothes, like okay, they will be able to perform the devotion service from where they left. Okay, that is how he's giving the confidence to Arjuna, like okay, don't worry, do the activity, do the practice, like okay, do the ashtanga yoga, or like okay, the devotion service, and it will not be like okay wasted. So in this connection we have seen one sloka last week, not in sixth chapter but in some other chapter which we covered. Anyone can remember? Which will give the confidence for us, like to do the devotions. Whatever we do, it will not be wasted. Like okay, we have seen that is going to be the.
Second chapter.
Yes, exactly. Very good, Madhvi. Like a second chapter, which sloka?
Uh,
2.40. Okay, like okay,
oh, zero.
Neha
Yeah. Okay.
Bikramana. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
Any
Neha
simple
Bikram.
thing that you do in the path of bhakti and spirituality without fear,
Yeah.
it actually gives you multiple benefits, something like
Yes,
that.
exactly. So, Neha Vikrama Pratyavayo na vidyade Swalpam apyasya dharmasya. Even if you do even a little, okay, Swalpam apyasya dharmasya Trayate Mahato Bayat, okay, then you don't need to fear about anything else, okay, because it will be protecting you and it will save you like from the even dangerous type of like okay, activity. So that is the power of the devotion service. That is the power of like okay, the Krishna consciousness. Okay, that sloka has to give us all the time the what to say the confidence in whatever we do, like okay, it is perfect, because in this endeavor there is no loss or diminution, like okay, whatever we do there is no loss, or even like okay, it is not getting reduced also. And a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Okay, neha bikramana sosti pratyavayona vidyate swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayata. 2.40. Okay, that is very very important. It has to give the confidence, it has to give like okay our it has to boost our activity in devotion service. Okay, that is what very important thing. So we have covered like a till 40. Let's uh, go the destination of unsuccessful yogi we are covering. Then after this, like a topmost yogi, another seven slokas are there in this sixth chapter. Then like okay, we will end the uh, first section of like a Bhagavad Gita, which is called the Karma Yoga part of it. Okay, Hare Krishna. So let's go into 41st sloka, 6.41. प्राप्य पुण्यकृतं कृतां लोकान् उषित्वा शाश्वतिः समः शुचीनां श्रीमतां गेहे योगभ्रष्टो अभिजायते. So, Prapya, the unsuccessful yogi, after many, many years of enjoyment on the planets of the pious living entities, is born into a family of righteous people or into the family of rich aristocracy. So unsuccessful yogi, like a so once the yogi performing like a probably like a 20 or 30% of the devotional service in his current life, and he is passing away. Then what he will do is like okay, whatever punya he accumulated, okay, he will go and enjoy it in the planets of like the pious living entities. So that is what like when we can go to the spiritual world only and only when our Punya and Papa. Okay, the our what to say like okay, the good karma and bad karma, like when it gets nullified, when it becomes zero, that time only we can go to the spiritual world by having the nishkama karma yoga. That is the reason Krishna says, okay, you do the activity but surrender all the results. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo Mokshaishami Masuchaha. So Krishna, as a concluding thing, like in the 18th chapter, he says, okay, surrender all your activities, okay, abandon all the religious thing, okay, surrender unto me. I will ensure that all your punya and papa like it becomes zero, and I will ensure that like you go back to the spiritual world. So there is what like a Krishna says, but still we are saying, no, 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 Krishna, you wait. I have many pressing things to do in this life. Let me do that, and when I am free, I will remember you, or I will do the devotion service for you. This is how like we are sidelining Krishna. We are giving less importance to Krishna. We are not paying attention, or like we are not giving so much importance to Krishna consciousness. Our life is like to serve the eternal master. We are serving our office. We are serving like all the other temporary things, but we forget to serve like the or we are delaying like in serving Krishna. Okay, so that is very easy to perform, because whenever whatever we do, like okay, in one another sloka in Bhagavad Gita, yat karoshi yad dasnasi yad jugoshi tadasyat yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushvam adarpanam. Initially, he says like a patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti ubhagradam ashnami prayatan managa. If you offer a leaf or water or like a flower or fruit, I will accept it. Then he says, if you are not able to do all these things, at least like a whatever you do, yat karoshi, whatever you give away, okay. Yeah, yat karoshi yadasnasi yat jugoshi tadasyat yat tapasyasi kaunteya. Whatever after it is you perform, surrender unto me, I will ensure that that becomes the purified activity. Okay. So, if, for example, if you are unable to offer the boha to the Lord, okay, you are getting something out from for eating, okay, then just with our consciousness, offer to Lord Krishna. I am unable to prepare any boha. I am due to like my ignorance and busy life. Okay, please like okay, purify this boha into prashadam. By just having that thought process, if we are offering like a yatkaroshi, whatever we do, just to remember Krishna, then it becomes purified activity. And next time, like he will purify you and he will purify us. That is how Krishna giving the confidence. That is what he is saying. The unsuccessful yogi, after many, many years of enjoyment on the planets of pious living entities, is born into a family of righteous people, because our birth has to be like a proper, correct? If you happen to take a birth in a very what to say like a Malicha family, in terms of okay, they are doing they are not practicing bhakti at all. They are doing like a all mischievous thing, all unwanted or like a prohibited things. Then you also will follow that path, correct? Like you don't have any chance of doing the devotion service at all. That birth comes to us on what basis? It is guna and karma, like whatever we do on that basis, and whatever mode we carry. Like if you are more ignorant, we will born into the family of like ignorant people. If you are having more passion towards business and other things, like we may fall into, or we may take birth in this particular family. So our next life being decided by whatever activity we are currently doing. So that is a reason like we have to do all the time like the prescribed duty like mentioned in Vedas, and a family of rich aristocracy, like okay, because we don't need to struggle for food, we don't need to struggle for like a place to stay, we don't need to struggle for like okay, the clothes to wear, will we get like okay, the dinner to eat today or not. So all those things we don't need to worry. Just remember, imagine if you don't have anything to eat, okay, you will be wasting time to thinking about like a how I will get the money to eat, okay, how I will get like the I have to roam around to place of nice hotel to eat, correct? Like okay, our valuable time will be wasted for that rather than utilizing it for Krishna service. This is what like a important thing. So we have to perform the right duty currently, so that our future life will be uh, will be like okay, or will be in a better manner. It should not be in a worst manner, correct? Like that is very, very important. Any queries or like a thought process related to this? Hope you are able to understand like what I'm saying. Any questions? Because this also gives us the confidence that whatever we do in devotion service, it is not going to be wasted. Because even an unsuccessful yogi, he is not going to waste anything. Like whatever he does is going to get the benefit like in the next life, by taking the birth in the aristocracy family as well as like in the righteous people. So he says like it is the benefits are guaranteed. So don't worry about it. Like okay, I do something in this life. Will it get like a reset to zero while I die? No, your material bank balance may get zero, or like it will be seized by like other people, but the spiritual bank balance will be with your soul all the time. It will never get diminished. There is no loss also. 2.40 Neha Bikrama is one example for that, or one like a nice sloka which is enhancing that. The similar manner, this sloka also like okay, it is not going to be wasted, and they will take the birth in the right family. Okay, so the next sloka, अथवा योगिनामेव कुले भवति धीमिताम् धीमताम् एतद्धि दुर्लभतरं लोके जन्म यदीदृशम्. Janma means like a birth or appearance, correct? Like okay, or if unsuccessful after long practice of yoga, he takes birth in a family of transcendentalists who are surely great in wisdom. Like, okay, because we need to ensure that we take the birth in the right family, who is much advanced in doing devotion service, so that we get the platform to do the devotion service from a very early young age. That is very important. Not at the fag end of our life we get an opportunity to perform the devotional service. We don't know like how much time left in our life. We shouldn't be thinking, okay, I will I will do it like okay at the later end of the life. Because now still I have like a time to enjoy. Let me enjoy my life. Then during the old age, I will do the devotional service. We never know whether how much time left for us in our life, correct? I may die like any time, any moment, correct? That has to be the mood to do the devotional service. Okay, I'm going to die at this moment. So I have very, very limited time. Let me do the devotional service. That has to be the mood of a sadhaka, the mood of a devotee to perform devotional service. I have very limited time left in me. Let me utilize all those time in a very, very effective manner by doing devotion service predominantly. That is the mood of a devotee, and that is the mood we have to carry ourselves. Okay, so who are surely great in wisdom, certainly such a birth is rare in this world, because it is very, very rare like to take the birth in this righteous family, because we are all very, very fortunate to be born in India, because Bharatavarsha like okay, is very, very opulent place, because Krishna performed the Leela almost all part of the India, correct? Like mainly, predominantly, like he was born in like a Vrindavan, Mathura, then Gokul, then like he performed all his Leela in like a Vrindavan. So then he performed various Leelas like in every part of our city, whatever part we are in now. Uh, he performed one or the other Leela, correct? Like either himself or like with his devotees. The whole South India been covered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji's like okay the holy visit, correct? The whole North India been covered like okay, with the Krishna and in various form like a Dwaraka, Vrindavan, Mathura, Haridwar, Rishikesh, like a Kurukshetra, Ayodhya, everything like a all the places, one or the other Leela being performed. So to take a birth in this holy dham, holy place is very, very fortunate, very opulent. Okay, such a birth is very rare. It is not available so easily. So we have to really show the gratitude to the Lord to make us like a birth, to take birth in this material world, especially in Bharatvarsh, correct? And out of all the 84 lakh species, how many species are there? 84 lakh species. Fish is one among the species, okay? The ant is one among the species. Dog or cat is like a one among the species. So out of 84 lakh species, the human form is very, very rare and topmost, correct? He given us the human form to not to enjoy material things, but to do the devotion service and go back to the spiritual world in this life. That is very important. We don't need to wait for like a future. No, you think about okay, I will perform the devotion service today, and I will reach the kingdom, the Lord's abode now. That is the sense of urgency we have to show in performing devotional service. Human form is very, very rare to attain, correct? There is a sloka, very nice sloka. Um, Durlabam, Durlabam, Manusham. Yeah, 11.20. दुर्लभो मानुषो देहो देहिनां क्षणभङ्गुरः तत्रापि दुर्लभं मन्ये वैकुण्ठप्रियदर्शनम्. Very, very nice sloka. For the conditioned soul, the human body is most difficult to achieve. For the conditioned souls. So we all are very, very fortunate to attain the human body because human body is most difficult to achieve because that is the topmost life in the 84 lakh species. So we achieved the most difficult thing and it can be lost at any moment. As I mentioned, it can be lost any moment. I can die like even now or after 5 minutes of after 1 hour, correct? Like any time we can die, we can pass away. There is no guarantee like okay, I will live for another 50 years or like a 10 years or 5 years. No, it is not possible at all. But I think that even those who have achieved human life rarely gain the association of pure devotees. Who is pure devotee? One who chant the holy name of the Lord, one who talks about the Krishna consciousness to others, one who perform the Krishna consciousness within himself, like that is a pure devotee. So getting a human body is very rare. Even more rare is like getting the darshan, gain the association of the devotee who are very dear to the Lord Vaikuntha, Lord of Vaikuntha. Okay, because Lord is very close to his devotee, and the devotees are very, very close to the Lord, correct? So, to take the association of a devotee, it is very, very rare. Getting a human body is also like a very, very rare. So, that has to be remembered all the time. We have to remind, okay, I got this human body after I don't know, like how many births I have taken before this human body, correct? I may be a dog, or I could have been like a elephant, or I could have been an ant, or I could have been a dog eater, or like etc. etc. But I got this human body in this life, so it is so so precious because it is very difficult to obtain, and let me use that in a very perfect manner and in a proper manner, not for any other thing. Okay, that is the mood we have to carry. That is the way we have to perform the devotional service. Any doubt or any feedback or any comment, please feel free to add. Okay, next one, Tatratam buddhi samyoham labate pauradehiham yatate tato bhuyaha samsiddho kurunandana. The Zoom connection may disconnect now, please rejoin. On taking such a birth, he revives the divine consciousness of his previous life, and he again tries to make further progress in order to achieve complete success. O son of Kuru. Okay. For example, we can even take now we may restart the devotion service at a very late stage, correct? Like in the 30s or 40s. But our children are having good platform and they are able to practice it from now on, so, or at a very early young age, correct? Like, okay, because they performed much more. What I was mentioning is he revives the divine consciousness of his previous life. Okay, so he is able to perform the devotion service, and our kids are able to perform the devotion service, or getting the opportunity to perform the devotion service at an early young age, correct, compared to us. So they have performed devotion service more than us. That is what the thing, because they are able to uh, they couldn't able to fulfill, and they get the opportunity in the next life, to get the right platform to do the devotion service. Okay, so that is what been explained here. On taking such a birth, he revives the divine consciousness of his previous life, and he again tries to make further progress in order to achieve complete success, O son of Kuru. So again, Krishna is giving the confidence us to perform the devotional service, so nothing will be wasted. Next loka, पूर्व अभ्यासेन तेनैव ह्रियते हि अवसोऽपि सः जिज्ञासुरपि योगस्य शब्द ब्रह्मा विवर्तते. By virtue of the divine consciousness of his previous life, he automatically becomes attracted to the yogic principles, even without seeking them. Some may not because kids may not seek them, but since they performed much more than what we do in the devotion service in their previous life, they get automatically they are getting the opportunity and practice it, correct? Such an Because Lord makes the arrangement in such a way that okay, they are able to perform the devotion service. Sometime it may come uninvited. Okay, we never know how the opportunity comes, correct? It often comes in an uninvited manner because that has been driven by the Lord and his energies. Okay, such an inquisitive transcendentalist stands always above the ritualistic principles of the scriptures. Okay, they may not perform or follow the yoga, but whatever they do not follow the scripture sometime, but they do what has been prescribed in the scripture, or they do what is the relevance to that particular yoga. That is what been mentioned here. Okay, so they get a chance and they will do the devotional service from the where they left over. Prayatnat यतमानस्तु योगी संशुद्ध किल्बिषः अनेक जन्म संसिद्धस ततो याति param gatim. Para means the highest. Gati means the destination. We already seen Gatim also in some other place. Kilbishaka also which is sins. And when the yogi engages himself with sincere endeavor in making further progress, being washed of all contaminations, then ultimately achieving perfection after many, many births of practice, he attains the supreme goal. When the yogi, when our intentions are pure, Lord will ensure that we get the destination or the desired result, what is relevant for that particular seva or activity, correct? So that is what being said here. After And when the yogi engages himself with sincere endeavor, like okay, it has to be sincere, like a natural and in a natural manner, not in an artificial manner. Okay, in making further progress, he will make further progress, being washed of all contamination, all his whatever sin he committed at Kilbishaka, it will be washed off, and he will achieve the perfection after many many births of practice, and he attains the supreme goal. So this is what like Krishna says again, it is possible in this life if we do it like in a proper manner. So 6.46, tapasvibhyo atiko yogi jnanibhyo api mato atiha karmibhyas chadigo yogi tasmad yogi bhava arjuna. A yogi is a greater than the aesthetic, greater than the empiricists. What is empiricist means? Is the scholar, the jnana yoga, correct? And greater than the fruity worker. Fruity worker is karma kandi, correct? Like I do activity and I get the result, whether I enjoy or suffer. That is what fruity worker. Empiricist means like the jnani, correct? Jnana bihi, then the wise, correct? Then the aesthetic, like who is performing a lot of what to say, like uh, he is expert in like many things. Okay, that is what aesthetic means. Like a therefore, O Arjuna, in all circumstances, be a yogi. Here, what do you mean by yogi? What is the meaning of yoga?
Prabhu, connection with the Lord.
Yeah, correct. Connection with the Supreme Lord, correct? So yogi is nothing but okay, you be a bhakti yogi, you be a jnana yoga, like you be a jnani, or you be the what to say, nishkama karma yogi, or you be a dhyana yogi, okay, or you be a bhakti yogi, okay, bhakti yoga by doing the bhakti yoga. That yogi is much advanced stage, like he's on a very high position than a aesthetic, like who is aesthetic, like who is performing all these tapas and austerities, correct? He is better than the jnani. He is better than the fruity actor, like who is karma kandi, correct? So in all circumstances be a yogi. So what Krishna says, in all circumstances please perform yoga. Yoga means like a linking ourselves to the Supreme. If you do it via Dhyana Yoga, you will become Dhyana Yogi. If you do it via Karma Yoga, you will become Nishkama Karma Yogi. If you do it via Jnana Yoga, you will become like a Jnana Yogi. If you do it via Bhakti Yoga, you become Bhakti Yogi, correct? Like that is what Krishna says here. But all the time, like a link oneself to the Supreme. That is uh the ultimate thing, and that has to be like a linking oneself to the supreme. Jnana yogi shouldn't be like okay learning the knowledge for his own proudness or like his own understanding. No, by using that knowledge he has to connect to the Lord. Then only like it becomes the jnana yoga, and then only like he can reach the destination. Okay, that's very important. The last sloka of the sixth chapter, very, very important sloka. This sloka I request everyone to by heart and please recite like a next week. Okay. Yohinamapi sarvesham madgyadendandaraatmanaha shraddhavan bhajate yo mam same yukta tamo mataha. Yoginam api sarvesham. Yoginam of the yogis, api sarvesham of all types. Madgaden andaratmanaha. Madgadena means like okay, abiding in me, always thinking of me. Who is that me?
Krishna.
Yeah, Krishna. He says like a yoginam api sarvesam. Okay, out of all the yogis, Madgadena antaratmanaha. Antaratmanaha means within himself Who is there within every one of us? Who is there?
Prabhu Shirodaksha Vishnu.
Yes, Krishna is represented
The
as
form of Paramatma.
yeah, in the form of Paramatma. We are having every one of us having Krishna, correct? So yoginam api sarvesam, of all the type of yogis, madgadena antaratmanaha. Madgadena means abiding in me, always thinking of me. Madgadena antaratmanaha, like okay, in within himself. Shraddhavan, in full faith, not okay. We don't need to think about Krishna only when we are in a dangerous situation or like when we are in need of him. No, every time it is Shraddhavan, in full faith, bhajate. He do the devotion service like a transcendental loving service. Bhajate yomam. To whom we have to do the devotion service? To the Supreme Lord. Yomam. To the Supreme Lord. Okay. Same. He, one who is performing in that manner, Yukta Tamo. Like, okay, he is the greatest yogi. Yukta Tamoho. Tamo. Mataha means like a consider. Yukta Tamo means like, okay, he is considered the greatest yogi. Yukta Tamo. He is the greatest yogi. Mataha means consider. So very easy to recite this sloka. Yoginam api sarvesham mat gadend andaratmanaga shraddhavan bhajate yo mam. He has to do it with a shraddha, full faith, and he has to do it with like a bhajate yo mam, with a full devotion service. Same yuktatamo. That guy is like a greatest yogi. He is considered as a greatest yogi. And of all yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me, is the most intimately united with me in yoga, and he is the highest of all. That is my opinion. Krishna says, okay, that is my opinion. Yoginam api sarvesham madgade nandaratmanaga shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yuktatamo mataha. Anyone wants to recite? Very important sloka. The topmost yogi, like a last section of the Karma Kanda section of the Bhagavad Gita. So very important sloka. Like a please please like okay revise and by heart this sloka. So this comes like okay as a very unique sloka to be remembered whenever like we are in a distressed state. Okay, anyone can recite?
One more time, if you can read
Yeah,
it, I'll recite.
yeah, okay, Manji. योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मद्गतेन्दन्तरात्मनः श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां समे युक्तातमो मतः.
Um,
Okay, Prabhu, I'll recite.
Yogi.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
sure, Prabhu. Yeah,
योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मतगतेन अन्तरात्मा
Atmana.
आत्मना
Huh.
आत्मना श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां स मे युक्ततमो मतः.
Very good, Hare Krishna. Very good, Prabhu. Yeah. Yes, Maji. Neeraja Maji, you can recite now.
योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मद्गतेरन्तरात्मना श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां समे युक्तातमो मतः.
Very good, very good, Hare Krishna. Anyone else? Please try like don't have any uh, doubt us like okay you will not be able to recite nicely. No, you try. You may fail, but never fail to attempt. Okay, so please try, and you will be able to remember the sloka, and you will be able to recollect the sloka in the future also.
I'll
Yogi.
give a try.
Yeah, please, Prabhu. Yeah.
Yoginam api sarvesam
Survey
mada
Sam. See, if
sar
any word like if the if it is highlighted with like a one mark above, one line
yeah.
above, then it has to be like okay, a survey Sam. It
Okay.
is akara like it has to be like okay on a ascending order.
Okay. योगिनाम् अपि सर्वेषां मद् मद्गतेन मद्गतेनन्तर
Yeah,
आत्मनाम्
Atmana. Correct. Very good. Yeah.
श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां यो मां सा सा मे युक्त तमो मतः.
Mataha. If
Okay.
the any dot like a comes below that, okay, you have to
Hmm.
recite as ha. Mataha.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So very,
सा
very
मे
nice try.
युक्त
Yeah.
तमो मतः.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, very good. Perfectly you recited. Yeah. Thanks, Manoj. Yeah. Anyone else?
Prabhu, can I try?
Yeah, please, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
योगिनामापि सर्वेषां मदङ्केनान्तरात्मना
No, Mad Gadent
भावान्
Antaratmana.
भजते यो मां समे युक्तो
Yukta.
युक्ततमो मतः.
Yukta Tamo Mataha. Yukta Tamo. Very, very good, Mataji. Very good. Yeah. Anyone else? Everyone can recite together also. You can unmute your mic. Okay. In that manner, you don't need to worry like it is in the right way or not in the right manner. Okay. Everyone can go unmute.
योगी
Yeah, yogi
Yoginamapi
api
sarvesham
sarvesham
सर्वेषां
madgadetantaratmana
madgadetantaratmana
shraddhavan bhajate
Shraddhavan
yo
bhajate yo
mam
mam
same
Same
समे
yukta
युक्ता
yuktatamo
तमो
tamo
mataha
मतः.
mataha
yoginam api
api
sarvesham
sarvesham madgate
madgadetantaratmana
antaratmana
Shraddhavan
Shraddhavan
bhajate
bhajate
yo
yo
mam
mam
same
Same yukta
yuktatamo
tamo
mataha
mataha
yohinamapi
Nam api
sarvesham
sarvesham Madgate
madgadetantaratmana
antaratmana
Shraddhavan
Shraddhavan
bhajate yo
bhajate yo
mam
mam
same
Same
yuktatamo
yuktatamo
mataha
mataha.
Mataha. Yeah, very good. Please recite this sloka. Very, very important sloka. Okay. I I request everyone to by heart this sloka. Okay. Hare Krishna. Let's see what is the time now. Yeah, 9 o'clock. Quickly, we will see in the slides also what are the things we covered till now. 41st to so this is what we have seen. So Lord Krishna addresses like the Arjuna's question. What is Arjuna's question? What is the destination of the unsuccessful yogi? In 40, he says, okay, he will not meet any destruction. He will uh, he will be like a fall short of little practice, but at the same time, he will receive yoga practice from where they left off. Okay, then he will achieve the perfection and the supreme goal. Okay, he will be able to take the birth in the righteous people, and like he will be able to perform the devotional service in the proper manner, and he will be able to achieve the devotional supreme goal. Okay, so even Narada Muni like instructs Shivasdev how to perform the devotional service. Correct, like this we have seen already. uh, this also we have seen. Correct. Yeah. Fate of unsuccessful yogi who falls after short practice, like okay, he will be able to take the birth in the righteous family, like and he will enjoy whatsoever, like he accumulated the punya, he will enjoy in the heavenly planets, and he will take the birth in the proper family, like okay, right family. and he will take the birth of like the transcendentalist in the family of transcendentalists who are surely great in wisdom. Like they give the opportunity to perform the devotion service. Okay, these families are like acharyas or Goswami or like any of the. They might have already performing the devotion service in that manner. Then, after taking such a birth, he revives the divine consciousness and he again tries to make further progress in order to achieve complete success. So, in the Bharat Maharaj, like okay, lifetime we have seen, correct? First, he was ruling the kingdom. Then he went to forest to perform the devotion service. Bharat Maharaj, like, okay, but in due course of time, he got attached to a deer and the deer like was it ran away like from him one day and he was thinking about the deer like and he passed away. Then he taken the life of a deer like in the next life because in the eighth chapter it comes like a అంతకాలే చ మామేవ స్మరన్ ముక్త్వ కలేవరం యత్రయాతీత మద్భావం యాదిన సత్ర సంశయః. So whatever we are thinking like while we leave our body, that form we will take in the next life. That is what like he taken a form of a deer and but he since he performed devotion service he could able to remember like oh I came here to perform the devotion service but because of the attachment to a deer I wasted my life. So he get another opportunity as a Jadaparata in the next life, from the deer form to the next life, and he gives the instruction to King Raghugana, and he is passing away like in the right manner to go to the spiritual world. So why this pastimes been performed? Because Bharat Maharaj, who was ruling a great kingdom, he didn't have the attachment to his kingdom, but he got attracted to the deer. Okay. So in our life, we may get attracted to many silly things and we get wasted like in our life. So that shouldn't be the case. That is what we have to learn from this these topics. Okay. Hare Krishna. And 44, like after getting many opportunities in the family, like he is performing the devotion service and the yoga practice, and he is able to perform it in a better manner. Correct? That is important. Then, how and when the yogi will achieve his ultimate goal? When he is able to make sincere endeavor and after being washed off all contamination, Cheto Darpana Marjanam, like all our accumulated contamination, like will be removed by having the sincere endeavor. Correct? That is very, very important because favorable condition, sincere endeavor, completely pure, like then we will be able to achieve the supreme goal. The topmost yogi, yogi is better than all other endeavor in perfection. We have seen like aesthetic or the empirical or the this one like a karma kandi, correct? He is better than all of them, correct? This is what we have seen. Then 47, even better than the yogis, like the devotee who worships Krishna. Topmost yogis, he has great faith in Krishna, take shelter in him, always abide in me. Why? Renders transcendental loving service, always think of him, always think of Krishna. Yoginam api sarvesham madgadein andaratmanaga shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamo mataka. Okay. Hare Krishna. He is the greatest yogi. He has to think, always think of Krishna in their internal this one he has to connect. Krishna is beautifully colored as a cloud. He is full of opulence. He is a perfect child, husband, friend, master. Okay, he's everything. Like Krishna is the everything. Suhurdam Sarva Bhutanam. Okay, that has to be understood. Oh, conclusion of a yoga ladder from a karma yoga to jnana yoga to ashtanga yoga to bhakti yoga, we have to elevate. Okay, but directly to bhakti yoga also we can go. Okay, that is the reason bhakti yogi is a topmost yogi. So we have seen multiple times like a Shravanam Kirtanam, then a Savai Mana Krishna Padara Vindayor, like all our senses, all our body parts we have to utilize in the service of the Lord. So Karma Yoga, it all starts from Karma Yoga. Without fruit results, do the work. Okay, Nishkama Karma Yoga. Then Nishkama Karma Yoga plus knowledge and renunciation, that becomes Jnana Yoga. Jnana yoga plus meditation becomes Ashtanga yoga, because for meditation you need to have Jnana yoga. You have to do yama, niyama, asana, all those things. Then Ashtanga yoga plus realization of Krishna consciousness, Krishna in devotion, is become Bhakti yoga. So always Bhakti yogi is a topmost yogi, and because he is already performing Karma yoga, he is already performing Jnana yoga, he is already performing Dhyana yoga. Okay. While we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, we are performing all these yogas. Okay. That is the reason Bhakti yoga is the topmost yoga. This is a comparison of differentiation, like difference between yoga system. What is Karma, Jnana, Ashtanga yoga will do, and what is the Bhakti yoga will do. Please go through in detail. Okay. Hare Krishna. This is how the sixth chapter conclusion is uh, been done, where Arjuna been explained with all the Ashtanga Yoga principle, how to do like from Yoga Rurukshu stage to Yoga Rudha stage, and then Arjuna having a query like, okay, how the destination of unsuccessful yogi, then Krishna answering all those things and talking about the topmost yogi. Okay, Hare Krishna. So, any queries, any doubt? Hare Krishna. So successfully we completed 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. So which is in around like a 52 or 55 weeks of one class in each week. Like, okay, so great achievement, but still greater to achieve. So please, like, okay, spare more time for revision, and like, okay, if you are able to remind of all these topics, then it would be the platform for the Bhakti Yoga, because Bhakti Yoga section is very, very important. It has a lot of philosophical things. So first we need to understand the Karma Yoga section of it. Then only Bhakti Yoga will come. Will be easy to understand. Okay. Request everyone to revise. I will send out the rest of the Kahoot quiz also. Please go through chapter 1, chapter 2 again. You have a chance. Then I will release chapter 3 also. And the 6.47 Yoginam Api Sarvesam. Please try to recite, and try to recite like by next week, everyone, without seeing it. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thanks all for joining. If no further queries, we are good to close.